Any butterflies starting? I know you've started before, but just what was going through your heart as this game's kind of got started?
I wouldn't say butterflies. I think, I don't know, everything I've been through kind of over the last 6, 7, 8 years, I think has kind of just all in all kind of set me up for moments like this, and I think I was just, pretty calm, cool, and collected and kind of just going out there and trying to, put up as many zeros as we could put up today.
When did they tell you were going to start, Cole?
Last night.
Seemed like they were kicking around a lot of different scenarios, but they just came over and told you you're starting, right?
Yeah. They just, Steven let me know last night.
You feel like it worked well today?
I think just getting ahead, staying on the attack. I think where there's been times in the past where, I'll nibble a little bit. And I think that's just kind of, put me in a disadvantage, from the get. And I think just kind of going out there and using all 4 or 5 pitches and using them in the zone and getting ahead of guys. And I think that's kind of just the mentality I'm going to kind of continue to try to take moving forward.
You talk about mentalities, just you've been here a little while, but what does a win like this tell not only you guys, but everybody, the other team in this league?
Yeah, I think just how we respond to adversity around here is just very impressive. I think we got our teeth kicked in a little bit in the first 2 games, and just the resiliency in that clubhouse. You got a bunch of, hungry dudes that are trying to go out there and, continue to keep their head down and grind. And I think it just kind of continued to show again today.
Well, talked about Hedges really enjoying calling your games. What's been your relationship with Hedges so far working with him?
Yeah, Hedgie's been awesome. Bo as well, but I think he just does a really good job of, there's a fine line between just, almost psycho obsessing over scouting reports and also feeling the game, trusting your eyes. And I think that's something that me and him have connected on a little bit, trusting our eyes and kind of trusting our feel a little bit. So I think, he's done a very good job doing that. And I think, I was just kind of rolling with him.
How do you handle the top 3 or 4 hitters in that lineup?
Yeah, obviously it's a very good ball club over there, a lot of very good players, but at the same time, I think the mentality of just if they're left-handed or right-handed and kind of just going at them with your best stuff, not necessarily looking at the name on the back of the jersey and just kind of going right at them. And that was kind of the mentality I was taking.